Salute, fam. What's good, man? You know what's going on. It's your boy Boogie Balboa, chilling outside, enjoying a beautiful day. Uh, got my Tatuaje monster wing going on out here. It's it's a little bit more of a Lancero size, but I feel like this is a little bit thicker than most Lanceros. Nonetheless, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna enjoy it. Tatuaje is one of my favorite, cigar brands. They always got the goodness. So let's cut this bad boy up. Let's light it up. Let's see what we come up with. Man, that's good. You just relax for a second. See if I can come up with a story for y'all. We'll talk to y'all in a bit. All right, man. Man, well, I was gonna show you the ashes. Look, it was really pretty, all white. Maybe I'll pan down here and you can see everything. Obviously, didn't make it into my ashtray, but anyway, it might make for some good video anyway. So earlier this week, I put out a snap about saying good things to people, making sure that everything that comes out of your mouth is something of value. Um, if you follow me on any type of social media, which if you're watching this video, I'm sure you do. You notice that one of the main things that I like to speak on a lot is that if you're gonna open your mouth, say something. Say something that means something, and don't just come with a statement that doesn't have any backing. And if you're gonna say something that's gonna put somebody at odds, have some sort of explanation. Have something that's going to educate rather than just tear people down and then leave them down on the ground. It's what separates. I want to say it's what separates instigators versus educators. An educator will say something that will make you question what they're talking about, but then they have intellectual conversation and evidence to be able to, back up what they're saying. Instigators, they'll just say something to piss you off and then keep it moving. They might even add a little, don't question me. It's just what I believe. If you don't like what I got to say, then move on. I suggest if you run across those type of people, cut them off your Facebook page, delete them completely from whatever you're following. Trust me, the less instigators you have in your life and the more educators you add to your life, the better off you'll be. But all of that got me to thinking about a story. The flavors on this cigar are so phenomenal, it's ridiculous. I feel like I'm about to go into a cigar review just because of how good this cigar is. Because the flavors are crazy. Anyway, here's my story. There's a little boy. He had a lot of anger issues about a lot of different things, and he didn't know how to deal with those anger issues. Started a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. And his dad noticed that this was the thing that was going on with his son. So he says he went and he got a box of nails and he got a hammer. And he sat down and he talked to his son about his anger issues. And the kid said, "Dad, I just don't know how to deal with my anger." So the dad had just put up this amazing, beautiful wood fence in the backyard. And he said, "Son, every time you get angry, every time you say something that you don't mean, or you make somebody upset, or you yourself are upset, I want you to get a nail and I want you to go hammer it into the fence. Just beat the heck out of it." The kid liked that because it was aggressive. He got the hammer and he was just banging nails into the fence. And every time he got angry, he would bang nails into the fence. And every time he got into some sort of argument, he would bang nails into the fence. And he was just always out back, just taka, taka, taka. He realized that he was angry a lot as he started to look at all these nails in the fence. He told his dad, I want to I want to deal with my anger. I don't want to be that angry, Pop. Dad said, I hear you. He goes, let's work on something. Try your hardest to not be angry. Try to focus on things that are going to uplift. As a matter of fact, if you're going to say something, yet you don't have the proper understanding of a thing to be able to educate somebody to understand the way that you're thinking, don't say anything at all. And every time that you're not angry, every time that you don't hurt somebody's feelings, every time that you overcome that anger, I want you to go and I want you to pull a nail out of the fence. Son was like, I got you, Pop. I'll try that. And so every day, couple times a day, not as quickly as all the nails went in, but eventually he had pulled all of the nails out of the fence. He went and he sat and he talked to his dad and he said, Pop, I feel good, man. I feel good. I really helped myself, and I feel like I've helped others by learning how to control myself and not necessarily just start fights or arguments, but really learn how to have a good conversation. I feel a lot better than what I used to feel when I was just banging all the nails and the holes into the wall. His dad was proud. Proud of you, son. Come with me. So they walked out to the backyard and they stood in front of this fence. And Pop said, when I built this fence, I was so proud that I had built this fence with a strong foundation with my own hands. He goes, and then I gave you a box of nails and a hammer, and I told you to hammer a nail in there every time you got angry. And there was nails all over my brand new fence. And then I told you to pull out a nail every single time you didn't get angry. He goes, now look at my fence, son. Son looked at the fence. What do you see? He goes, I see a beat up fence, Dad. A lot of holes in there. A lot of chips in the wood. One of these planks is broken off completely. I'm sorry I ruined your fence, Dad. He said, son, this fence makes me more proud today than the day I built it. He goes, because this fence now educates. He said, listen, he says, our words are kind of like these nails and this fence. You go in there, you bang somebody in there and you banging the nail and you're angry. He goes, and then you try to correct your anger by pulling it out. He goes, you're still going to leave a scar. You'll always leave a hole. There will always be a mark. You have to remember that just because you've tried to correct some of the bad things that you've said doesn't necessarily mean that you've healed the situation. Healing takes time. Healing takes rebuilding. The father then went and showed him a big pile of lumber, and together they pulled down all of the old planks that had holes in them, and they put up brand new planks until the fence was made brand new again. That's definitely like us. We sit there and we use social media for our platform and to be able to push some of the things that we want to be able to push, whether it be for fame or whether it just be because we're stubborn or angry people in general. And we say things without thinking because we're hiding behind a keyboard or behind a phone. We speak outlandish things simply because we're just because we feel like it and we want to see what response we get. What we don't see is that we're actually banging holes in there. And then the moment that we want to be okay or we want to post 2 or 3 things that are actually uplifting, we're removing that nail, yet we're not removing the scar, yet we're not removing the hole. You're not moving and you're not thinking and you're not educating. We're just banging and we're just pulling and we're just doing all these things that are tearing things apart rather than building. The greatest part about that fence was that the father built the foundation so that the fence would not fall down. All it needed was some new planks to be made brand new. Spend some time thinking about what you're going to post. Do it for 1 week. 1 week, think about what you're going to say. Allow your post to only be posted once you already have the education fully behind what you're going to say, so that the people that you might offend will learn from what you're talking about, as opposed to not caring about your personality or your persona or your vision. I follow smart people. I follow men of God as well as people who are just out there on them streets. But nonetheless, I follow smart people. And so my plea to you is that you spend your time thinking that just this week before you post, before you put that out there on social media. Trust me, it's going to make a difference in the impact that you make in your community. It's going to make an impact on the way people see your posts and the way people look at you. It's important. I'm going to smoke the rest of the cigar. I'm going to relax, see if I can come back with a little something else. Peace. Anyway, fam, hope you had a good Sunday. I had a great Sunday. I'm going to finish up enjoying Tatuaje The Bride. It's the Bride of Frankenstein cigar. This bad boy been real nice. Like I said, not necessarily a Lancero. Still a little thicker than that. But the flavors on this bad boy, phenomenal. Nonetheless, hope you have a great day. We'll talk to y'all soon. Salute.